Bryce Harper went 3 for 4 last night, putting his team in position to tie in the 9th. Ian Desmond went one better, walking off with a 2-run homer and a much-needed win. Tonight, the rubber match with Arizona, and we can't wait to see what the teenager does next.
Washington Nationals baseball. Washington Nationals baseball.
It is fantastic baseball weather tonight, and it's a rubber game. Come on down Half Street to Nationals Park, and Bryce Harper working on his bat. Rumor has it he'll be putting his glove on in just a few moments and heading for left field. It's all Bryce all the time now as far as Nationals baseball go, but we don't want to short the rest of the guys on the team. Bob and FP, big win last night, maybe keeping the Nats out of a longer losing streak. Ian Desmond comes up big. So it's a lot more than just Bryce Harper, but no mistaking the impact he has made so far.
Well, he's been the talk of baseball so far, and justifiably so. When you talk about Bryce Harper, you talk about a 5-tool guy. Now, there's a lot of 5-tool guys in baseball, but very rarely do you see all 5 tools in just 4 games. And so far for Bryce Harper, we've seen all of them. The power last night, just missed his first home run off the top of the right center field wall. The double in the 9th inning, firing his teammates up. And when you talk about the speed, scoring from second base on a ball that just trickles away from Aaron Hill about 3 feet. Bo Porter does a nice job of waving him home last night. So we've seen the average, the power, the speed. But the one tool that I didn't know he had, I knew he had a good arm, but not this kind of arm with the strength and the accuracy. Just been unbelievable. And then the defense. A guy that was a catcher most of his career, just moved to outfield last year, is playing a flawless defense. And the tool I like best that we didn't show right there is number 6, and that's Hart. Love the way the guy plays, the hustle and the energy he brings to the game. That's one of the intangibles that he has.
Well, 3 games so far, 5 hits, 2 RBIs, and a walk, doing just about everything for the Nats so far. Ian Kennedy, a tough customer. He's 3-0, and he has a good ERA, always tough to beat. He's around the plate. Ross Detweiler with a 1.64. Should be another well-pitched game tonight. Masson, brought to you by Jeep. Visit Jeep.com to learn more. Beautiful evening on the banks of the Anacostia, right here at Nationals Park, where the boys are 9-3 on the year. And what an unexpected big win last night when Ian Desmond got that amazing home run. Visit Train.com for an independent trade. Comfort Specialist dealer near you. It's hard to stop a train. Beautiful night, 79 degrees. Just the flags barely moving as opposed to the cool and windy conditions we had here last night. So the D-backs sitting 254, ninth in the league, but they're fifth in runs. And Miguel Montero is hot, hitting .414 over that 7-game hitting streak. And in this series, he's 5 out of 9. Paul Goldschmidt is 5 out of 8. D-backs have done some good hitting so far in D.C. Ross Detweiler's third career start against the Diamondbacks. ERA 4.22. So he started twice, had a decision in each game against Arizona. He's 1-1.
Yeah, last time out against the Dodgers in Los Angeles, he suffered the 3-2 loss in Friday's duel with Clayton Kershaw. He threw 6 innings, a 5-hit ball, allowed 3 runs, struck out 4, walked 2. The big blow was the Andre Ethier 2-run shot in the first inning. So fastball, curveball change is what the D-backs will be seeing from Ross Detweiler tonight. Fastball in the low to mid-90s. Checked out the defense for the Nationals tonight behind Ross Detweiler. Harper and Keel Worth in the outfield. Desmond Lombardozzi on the left side. Espinosa and Chad Tracy on the right side. Wilson Ramos doing the catching. And if you haven't heard, Adam LaRoche with a strained oblique, a late scratch from tonight's lineup. Chad Tracy going to play some first base against his old ball club.
Home plate umpire, 27-year veteran, and the crew chief, Tim Cheetah, Chris Guccione, Jeff Nelson, Bill Welke around the bases. The Nats took till June. Remember the series against Seattle with the Ramos homer? Took them that long for 4 walk-off wins last year. How about the D-back starters nearly matching what the Nats starters have been doing? And the Nationals, well, from the odd stat department, 24 games in a row with at least 1 double. They keep track of everything these days.
You guys need to get out more.
I don't think there's a triple streak going, just doubles. So here's Willie Bloomquist, veteran shortstop who has not appeared until this very moment in this series. First pitch is well outside from Detweiler. We're underway at 7:07 Eastern Time. Bloomquist, he's on a 6-game hitting streak. 7 hits over that time, batting .243. That saw him several years ago when Washington made a visit to the state of Washington and swept a series from the Mariners out there. He was there from 02 to 08, Kansas City a couple of years, Cincinnati, and now Arizona. Detweiler gives up a drive to right center. Worth is stalking it, and he'll get there. Playing next to Rick Ankiel tonight with Harper over in left field, and that's a pretty good outfield.
That's a pretty good play right out of bed. You know, the true test of a good defender is he ready from the first pitch of the game? And to get a jump like that, Jason Worth had to be anticipating the baseball. You never know when the ball is going to find you. You have to be ready for it every single pitch for 9 innings.
Next up will be Aaron Hill, who's 1 of 8 in the series. He's one of 4 Diamondbacks in the lineup tonight who have faced Detweiler in the past. And that'll be nice. It's going to stay in the ballpark for Rick Ankiel. A 1-pitch out and 2 quick ones here in the top of the first. Bringing in Justin Upton. Diamondbacks came from Miami. They will be heading from here to New York to play the Mets for 3 before they go home for a week. By the way, how about Joe Blanton bailing out the Philadelphia bullpen after that game last night? He goes the distance and beats the Braves today 4-0. Marlins at San Francisco got a 3-2 win.
You mean that game where the Falcons beat the Eagles 15-13 last night?
Phillies are back to 500 at 13-13, the record they will bring into this ballpark tomorrow night. Miami with their win 11-14. Upton 3 for 7, a homer, 3 RBIs, and a walk in this series. And he's hot. Last 9 games, 8 RBIs, 3 home runs. So the East still has the Nats on top. Braves lose a half game. They're a game back of the Nats. So fun to see that yellow band around our ball club at the top of the division. Great off-speed pitch. That's what you call pulling the string right there. That was great fastball motion from Ross Detweiler.
His first changeup of the night was a beauty.
One ball and 2 strikes. And the 8th pitch of the inning is fouled back.
I thought Ross Detweiler last time out against the Dodgers had a nice little outing. He's going up against Clayton Kershaw. He knew he couldn't give up too much. He gave up the 2-run shot to Ether in the first and then settled down nice. Didn't have his great stuff, but had good enough stuff to fight and keep his team in the game.
It's a breaking ball, down and in. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Ross Detweiler career 34th start, 49th appearance. Pardon me, 44th appearance, and a record of 8-15 with a 3.80 ERA that's on its way down. It was 4.07 at the start of the season. Upton, left side, deep short, tough play for Desmond. Look at that arm. Last play of last night, last play of the first inning tonight. It's all about Ian Desmond. .228 is a ball club. Still trying to get consistent offense, but last night was a pretty good start. See your authorized Dodge dealer. Experience a world of performance, design, and fuel efficiency. Schedule a test drive or go to Dodge.com and check out the powerful lineup. Anytime you have a guy like Wilson Ramos batting 8th, that's a pretty powerful lineup as well. So Wilson is gearing things up, and he has his batting average up to .271. Ian Kennedy, 2-1 in 4 career starts against the Nats with a good ERA of 2.52. He was originally a Yankee and once was traded over in a deal involving Edwin Jackson and 3 different teams. So Desmond takes the first pitch, 88 fastball right in there.
And last time out, he received the no decision at Miami against the Marlins. He allowed 1 run on 7 hits in 6 1/3 innings of work, struck out 5, walked 3. He threw 105 pitches.
Desmond gets under that one, hits it out to center field for A.J. Pollock. And that's how the Nats get their evening underway.
We got a 2-seam fastball here, running up there 88 to 91 miles an hour. Change-up curve slider to go with it, but his fastball is sneaky fast. You've heard me talk about sneaky fast before. It's got late life, so his 90-91 at times will look like 94-95 to the hitter. He's not afraid to use his fastball. And he's very quick to the plate with the runner on first. I had him at 1.0, 1.1. Folks, with Miguel Montero catching, that means there will be no base stealing tonight for the Nationals.
Kennedy, by the way, since the start of last season, 24 wins, the most of anybody in baseball. 1 more than Kershaw and 2 more than Roy Halladay. He's the least known winningest pitcher in this league easily. Lombardozzi fouls it. That's playable. Ryan Roberts and 2 quick outs. So 10 pitches for Detweiler, and Kennedy might be trying to go him a couple better.
Let's set the defense for the D-backs tonight behind Ian Kennedy. Kubel, Pollock, Upton in the outfield. Bloomquist, Roberts on the left side. Hill, Goldschmidt on the right side. Miguel Montero doing the catching.
Bryce Harper in the number 3 spot tonight, and it kind of turns out to be a double-edged good sword, because originally he was going to be batting ahead of Adam LaRoche, who was removed from the lineup because of a strained oblique. So here's Harper ahead of Worth.
Plus, if you're at home watching, you don't have to wait till the second or third inning to see him hit.
You can finish your dinner after this.
Put everything down, watch 34.
He'll take that fastball outside 1-1. We've been impressed with his batting eyes so far. 13 official ABs, 5 hits, 2 RBIs. He's made contact 11 times and walked once. That's an off-speed pitch that had him way out ahead.
Ian Kennedy probably has one of the better right-handed changeups in the National League. Not afraid to throw it any time in any count, when he's behind in the count, when he's ahead in the count. Looks just like his fastball.
Harper, little tapper right in front of the plate. And he will keep going on a bad throw by the pitcher. Harper hustling all the way. Hey, maybe that forced the bad throw.
It absolutely did. You remember Bryce Harper's first at-bat in Los Angeles. Trent Jewett, the first base coach for the Nationals, had him at 3.97 going to first base. A lot of people giggled, oh, a 19-year-old kid running hard to first base on a comebacker. Well, this is what happens when you get a reputation for running hard to first. Ian Kennedy hurries the throw, didn't set his feet, and all of a sudden, on a simple comebacker to the mound, you have a runner on second, 2 outs, and this kid can do no wrong.
I think the Diamondbacks are going to appeal that Harper missed the bag. The replay showed it was borderline, and Chris Guccione's the umpire over there. In a moment, Kennedy's going to step off and throw to first. He's out. He missed the bag.
Well, scratch the "this kid can do no wrong" comment. Well, he's in a hurry to get to second base. It's hustle. He's trying to get there, and we'll take a look at it when we come back. Here it is. Missing first base, and if you're scoring at home, my partner told me it's 3 unassisted. I would have never known with an appeal. You look at it right there and see where his eyes are? He's looking at the baseball. Didn't pick up the bag. He's already thinking about going to second base on the throw right there. So just missed it by a hair. You see the dirt between his cleat and the bag. It's a great shot, guys. And sometimes when you're looking at the baseball, you forget to look down at the bag. It's still an aggressive mistake, and I'm sure his manager has no problem with that.
Top of the second. Kubel, Goldschmidt, and Montero for the Diamondbacks. Jason Kubel in this series 3 for 9. He's wearing out left-handed pitching. Yeah, left-handed batter hitting .389 against southpaws, and that's the 9th best total in the league. And when you look down the list, they're all right-handers or switch hitters. That ball was hanging. He hits it hard to right, but Worth is there playing deep. And that's 4 in a row, 3 of them in the air by Detweiler to start the game. Jason got a good jump on that ball. That'll bring in Goldschmidt.
And check it out with the Exmo. Looking it right into his glove. Stay in that glove ball. Rolled out to the top. Squeeze it tight. routine play.
That'll happen with those outfielders' gloves, which are so big. Here's Goldschmidt, 5 hits and RBI in this series. Detweiler with a good tailing fastball to start him off. In the air, right side. Worth a ways to go, not too far. And Detweiler economical so far. Miguel Montero will be next. It is our park, and the Phillies are coming in tomorrow night. 3-game series. Saturday's a day game. The other 2, Friday and Sunday, are night games. Ignite your Netitude at nationals.com/tickets. Some restrictions do apply. 2 outs. Another 5-hit guy in this series is left-handed hitter Miguel Montero, the catcher. So he has that 7-game hitting streak going on. Detweiler making his 5th start of the year, 2-1 the record. He's throwing free and easy tonight, and we can almost tell when Ross looks good early. The ball just seems to fly out of his hands with very little effort. Steve McCaddy, watchful eye here early. He's got to like what he sees. You know, if you look at the defensive stats, you can tell what kind of pitching staff the Nationals have. They've turned only 13 double plays in 24 games because the ball spends a lot of time either crackling into the catcher's mitt or popped up on fly balls. This is not a sinker slider throwing soft stuff staff. There's a hitter overpowered. Back to the screen, 1-2.
Well, you also got to steal first against this staff, and that's tough.
Gio Gonzalez doing PR work on behalf of all players. ERA still the best. Overall staff is 2.47, but 2.06 by the starters. And a 1-2 coming.
I mean, if you're having a bad day, it's all you have to do is go up to Gio Gonzalez and hang out for about 5 minutes. And all of a sudden, there's like rainbows and pots of gold.
You heard the name I gave him today.
You find yourself smiling for no reason other than you're standing next to him.
Yeah, he's like the old ice cream man, the good humor man.
He's always happy.
Go find Gio, you'll be smiling pretty quickly. He said, I kind of like that. I like being an ice cream man, making people happy. Right side, Danny Espinosa has it. Detweiler, 2 really good innings. Jason Worth became the cleanup man less than an hour ago. He'll lead off. Cap there. How about that? Nationals jersey. He's got it all going on as we check into the repertoire now of Ian Kennedy, who threw only 8 pitches, 7 strikes first inning.
And that's this season. And generally speaking, he's had a lot of success with his fastball. And everybody thinks about Ian Kennedy, thinks about his changeup, but check out the fastball percentage. He throws it 63% of the time. You'll get a fastball, and he likes to challenge hitters.
Worth, Tracy, and Espinoza. Originally, LaRoche was the leadoff, or rather the cleanup man tonight, and then Worth. That's fair. Into the left field corner. Jason Worth will be digging for 2, and that'll be his 5th double of the year. And that will be his 8th extra base hit. Nats are on the board with a you-know-what, prompting FP to say,
there goes a no-hitter.
Thank you.
All right, team me up, partner. I see you working. You know, sometimes when you get plays early in the game on defense, Jason Worth has caught 3 fly balls in right field. You feel like you're into the game early, and sometimes it translates into offense. You feel like you're part of the game, you're in the flow, you go up for your first at-bat, and get yourself a double. That's a nice piece of hitting.
Here's Chad Tracy. Big pinch hits in the first week or so of the season for the Nats. He has 5 RBIs now, so he's the most productive hit/RBI guy on the team. 3 hits, 5 runs batted in.
I think the word you're looking for is clutch.
Yeah. He was a Diamondback for 6 years from 2004 to 2010. Knows his pitching staff, and that's on the corner.
And when you get a last-minute spot start like this, and if you're Chad Tracy, right now, the best thing you can do is roll over a ball, hit it to second base, and get Jason Worth to third, and come back to the dugout, high fives around. You'll feel good about yourself. It's a good way to start the night.
Up and in to Tracy, a former 7th-round pick of the D-backs 11 years ago out of East Carolina University. He is North Carolina born and raised, born in Charlotte. Went to Mecklenburg High School.
That was a good pitch right there.
2-1.
Front door sinker. Tried to run it back. Probably a little bit inside, but the reason I say that's a good pitch, that one still gives me nightmares.
Yeah, it could have been called a strike.
Yeah, had as a strike.
Tracy pulls one that just missed the bag at first.
And that's an example of Ian Kennedy throwing the changeup anytime, anywhere. Heading the count 2-1. Usually as a left-handed hitter right now, you're thinking, I got to go out and hook a fastball to second base. Very rarely do you see something slow right there, because that speeds up your bat and allows you to pull it. But for Chad Tracy, surprised by a 2-1 changeup, couldn't stay back.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Target outer corner. A snap throw down to second behind Worth, as Montero was aware that you've got a runner who gets as big a secondary lead as anybody in baseball.
I'll tell you what, Miguel Montero can flat out throw. Watch this throw. We saw him throw out Adam LaRoche from his knees last night, and that's an absolute rocket down to second base trying to pick off Worth.
Well, the Nats were able to swipe a bag last night, but 2 were caught, and Tracy with a really good at bat. Suddenly 2 on, nobody out, and Danny Espinoza coming up.
See, this is a time when I think, even though it's early in the baseball game, and obviously Davey Johnson probably wants to get his second baseman going right here with a base hit, when you've been struggling to score runs, I don't mind the bunt play. This is, you know, our old phrase, managing with makeup on right here, but you know, I feel like it's a good play, especially when you got a guy like Detweiler out there, who's been pitching very well. Get him a couple of runs early, or at least 1 run early, help him relax, and he'll feel like he doesn't have to be perfect.
Christina, what's up with Danny Espinoza right now?
Well, Davey Johnson is still waiting for Danny to do what he's capable of doing and has a lot of confidence in him. He said he's had to go back to basics with him, basically tell him, go back to that 12-year-old mentality, simplify it, see the ball, hit it hard where it's pitched. You can get caught up, and Danny said today, a couple days ago, Ian Desmond kind of helped him get back level-headed. Ian said to him, you know, you're not yourself up there. You're chasing, missing pitches. Espinoza said, you know, that's what I needed to hear out loud. I was questioning myself and feeling it, and Ian kind of helped him set perspective and said it out loud to help him realize, you know, get it back going, get back to your approach and stick to it.
Yeah, that's good. Sometimes kids need to hear it from somebody other than their parents, and players need to hear it from somebody other than the manager or the coaches.
Well, there's no better coach than your teammates. You know, I used to tell guys at times, hey, watch me right here, watch my swing. Come back to the bench, they tighten you up. They say, hey, it looks like you're leaking a little bit, you're flying open with your front side, dipping a little bit. What pitch are you looking for? So, you know, the coaches are great. They help you out. But sometimes the best coaches is the guy sitting right next to you, your teammate.
Espinosa 1 for 5 career against Kennedy. And he'll take on 2-0. Second base Worth. First base Tracy. No score, bottom of the second. Crooked numbers early in ball games hard to come by this year. Off speed, and Espinosa hooks it foul.
And that's the story of the season so far right there. How many times have we seen Danny Espinosa just miss a double down the line? Right-handed down the left field line, left-handed down the right field line.
Homer by inches in L.A.
Yeah. When you're going bad, that's what happens. You just got to keep fighting, stick your nose in there, and things will change.
Now the count's 2-2. And he was very late for that fastball up and away. First strikeout by Kennedy. The proverbial reaching back for something extra on that 2-2 pitch.
We talked about it in the first inning. His 91 will look like 95. And just climbing the ladder right there, good sink. And you see the head of Danny Espinosa kind of looking out towards second base, coming off the ball.
Rick Ankiel next, and Rick's been strikeout prone lately. These guys are strong. You just want them to get the ball in play somehow. In this series, Espinosa is 0 for 8 with 4 strikeouts. Ankiel 0 for 5 with 3 Ks. And a step off by Kennedy. Ball clubs get to a point where you just need that one hit by somebody with a couple of guys on base, and then everybody relaxes. That's a swing and a foul.
I think they called a balk.
Oh, the runners keep on going. It must have been a balk on Kennedy. How about that?
And that's a good job of swinging by Rick Ankiel. For those of you who don't know, when you hear a balk sign as a hitter, you have to swing away. If you fly out to left field, it's almost like a penalty in football. You can decline it, go back up to the box, and do it again. So anytime as a hitter you hear balk, he heard it, swing.
And we had a balk, of course, against Trevor Cahill. Jeff Nelson was behind the plate for that game on Tuesday night.
If you hit a double in the gap, you just take it. Keep playing.
And the other thing it does, it takes away the strike, because a balk is an automatic ball in that case, or certainly not a strike. So the count's 2-0 to Ankiel.
And the infield is back. It's all you have to do is hit a ground ball to second right here for an RBI.
Or to first. Third baseman was the only guy in, Roberts. So coming home to score Worth, Rick Ankiel's 4th RBI puts the Nats on top.
And that's the early run the Nationals have been looking for and hunting lately. They get it in the second inning today. A leadoff double by Worth. The balk call getting him in scoring position with 1 out. That's a nice job of just putting the ball in play, getting yourself an RBI. You get that early run for Ross Detweiler and your ball club. And when you haven't been scoring early, that's a good feeling.
Yeah, that's good as a solo home run right there, the way that feels. And here's Wilson Ramos, who's been swinging well. Now the pitcher is on deck. Roberts even with a bag at third. And Ramos went up pumping. He's 2 for 6 in this series with a walk. And he's 1 for 5 career against Ian Kennedy. Ramos gets jammed and pops it up. Montero in front of the screen, plenty of room, and the Nats are gone in the second inning. But they're on the scoreboard. Ankiel, the RBI. strikes. How about that ratio? In his first 2 innings, retiring 6 in a row. Roberts, Pollock, and Kennedy, top of the 3rd.
Remember last August 22nd, Ross Detweiler with a fine outing against the D-backs. 6 2/3 innings, struck out 3, gave up 1 run. See him right there working the ball in the inner half of the plate, and that's the key. When he gets that fastball to the inside half to right-handers, it opens everything else up.
He beat Joe Saunders that night. Detweiler, 6 hits, a run, a walk, 3 strikeouts, threw 92 pitches, and since then, nothing but winning for the 26-year-old left-hander. Good stuff. Nats won that ball game 4-1, featuring a Jason Worth 3-run opposite field homer against Saunders. I have an AT&T fact for you on Bryce Harper.
Who else?
Bryce Harper. Heard of him? 3rd youngest player with a multi-extra base hit game since 1980. Andrew Jones did it, and Ken Griffey Jr., a Gold Glove center fielder and a Hall of Famer.
Davey Johnson, in all of his press conferences, has been referring to Bryce as the kid. He keeps singing the kid. And I'm thinking, with the passing of Gary Carter, the ties to the Expos organization, that nickname might stick.
Wasn't there a book once called The Kid from Left Field? I think there was an old baseball book named that.
Unless it was pitchers, I didn't read it.
We miss you, kid.
Absolutely.
Out of play to the right side. Tracy over to have a look.
I thought it'd be a kind of a nice tribute to him.
I like it.
So we'll see.
So tonight we have the good humor man and the kid going so far.
And Tattoo from Fantasy Island is hitting.
Ryan Roberts heavily inked. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Pop up, short right field. It's Worth's ball all the way. He did a good job of calling Espinosa off early. 7 straight for Detweiler starting the game. Next up will be A.J. Pollock, and then the pitcher Ian Kennedy on a beautiful night here. Man, this weather has been fantastic on the homestand. And there will be some noise here tomorrow night.
What about the worst weather we've had all season? Where was it?
San Diego.
San Diego. Go figure.
You're right. Except for one rainy Sunday here in Washington. Rumor has it the sun has been seen in San Diego since we left. A.J. Pollock is a rookie from Hebron, Connecticut. He went to Notre Dame. He was an All-Big East 3rd baseman, and then they made him into an outfielder, and he was All-Big East 2 consecutive years, playing the outfield 08-09. And the Diamondbacks made him the 17th overall player taken 3 years ago. 296 career hitter in the minors. And he was hitting .340 at AAA Reno when he was called up April 18th, as the D-backs had some frontline player injuries. That's on the inside corner. Detweiler goes painting, and he's retired 8 in a row.
And that's the pitch we were just talking about, showing the highlights from last August, and Ross Detweiler against the Diamondbacks. That fastball in, pitch track had it a ball, but Wilson Ramos did a nice job of framing that pitch.
That'll bring in Ian Kennedy, who's 0 for 9 on the year, but he is a .153 career hitter. So he's had his share of hits over the years. He was originally signed by the Yankees as a first rounder back in 06. Traded to Arizona. Edwin Jackson went from Arizona to Detroit for Max Scherzer and Daniel Schlereth. And then this is when Curtis Granderson went from the Tigers to the Yankees for Austin Jackson and Phil Koch. I mean, you talk about some really good players involved in one deal. That was a blockbuster. 2 balls, 1 strike, didn't miss by much.
I mean, you're looking at a guy in the batter's box right now that since August 13th of 2010, he's 27-5. That's tops among all pitchers in baseball. That's a .844 winning percentage.
There's that inside corner fastball again. .844. Wow. Who does he think he is? Steven Strasburg?
That's a pretty good trade for the D-backs.
Misses upstairs with Willie Bloomquist on deck. Top of the 3rd, Nats on top by a run. And Detweiler walks the pitcher after retiring 8 position players to start the game. We have a 5-game flex plan for you. Pick 4 games, get a 5th free. The plan starts at just $60. Ignite your attitude at nationals.com/flex. Some restrictions do apply.
And so far, the fastball's been great from Ross Detweiler. Why wouldn't you throw it 78% of the time?
Willie Bloomquist flied out to right. Pretty well hit ball, actually. First time up that chased Worth back near the track. 34-year-old infielder who is an outstanding player at Arizona State. He once had 5 hits in the College World Series in 1 game, a single game record. Right side, playable. Tracy should come in and make that call, and on the run, he'll take it. Good outing by Detweiler. He'll lead off in the bottom of the 3rd. Ian Desmond will bat after Detweiler in this inning. Christina has the sideline report. Visit AFCEA.org, the Association for IT Pros. And it sounds like he had a plan for that AB last night.
Yeah, he did. He had a plan in mind. He could not wait to get into that clubhouse and celebrate with his team. And he was happy to see everybody in good spirits again. He talked about last night the plan and the advice that he got from former Nats general manager Frank Robinson to help him knock that walk-off home run out of here.
Frank Robinson told me that you got to watch the pitcher, you got to watch the pitcher, you got to watch the pitcher. He was warming up. He was throwing his splits up in the zone, and his fastballs were elevated. Both guys ahead of me. I knew if I looked for the heater, I would be able to see the split up, and I would be able to react. So I was really just locked in, and everything clicked for me right there.
And Ian Desmond, of course, changed his number from 6 to 20 this season in honor of Hall of Famer Frank Robinson, who wore number 20 and was a mentor to Ian when he was first drafted.
Well, Frank was a great baseball man, one of those star players who became a manager. On 0-2, Detweiler gets a breaking ball and becomes strikeout victim number 2 for Ian Kennedy.
Well, that's good stuff right there. Ian Desmond doing his homework in the on-deck circle. And if you remember, there was a split up to Wilson Ramos before that. And Ian Desmond saw that split up. So when you have a guy like Putz and his split is his best pitch and you see it up, now as a hitter, it's all you do is look for the ball up in the zone. It kind of takes that thought of a split away. I mean, if he would have thrown the split down in the zone, now Ian Desmond has to respect a low fastball, but all of a sudden you look for something up, you raise your sights. And because of the pitch that Wilson Ramos struck out on, Ian Desmond watching, doing his homework before he goes up there, he goes up there with a good game plan, looks for the ball up, gets it, and hits a walk-off jack. That's good baseball.
By the way, Bryce Harper set another record. He became the youngest National ever to score ahead of a walk-off home run.
And the only thing that I didn't like about that walk-off home run last night is that Christina didn't get pummeled by the Gatorade bath.
Yeah, I think Desmond had something set up there that made that doable. He pops up to Aaron Hill, 2 outs, and now 5 in a row for Kennedy. Lombardozzi coming up. Something magical about Nationals Park, tied with the Rays, ahead of some really good ball clubs. Far the most walk-off wins since the start of last year. That's a lot of walk-off wins in just 1 year and 1 month.
Davey Johnson just peeking to his right, seeing that stat, says, I would like a few laughers every once in a while.
Lombardozzi stinging that ball, and Upton goes back to get it. And the Nats go quickly. It's on to the middle innings. Home team on top. Fourth inning coming up on May 3rd. This day in history brought to you by Ocean City, Maryland. Make memories of your own this summer. Book your vacation at OCOcean.com. Jolton Joe, the Yankee Clipper, 3 hits and 3 runs in his major league debut. Of course, they were playing the St. Louis Browns. And thanks to nationalspastime.com, Joe DiMaggio, a 13-time All-Star, played on 9 World Series champions between 36 and 51. He won 3 American League MVPs and, of course, that 56-game hitting streak. Yankees retired his number 5, and he was a member of the All-Century team. Joe DiMaggio.
And we had a friendly debate in the booth the other day about which record could be broken, the 7 no-hitters by Nolan Ryan or the 56-game hitting streak.
I think, yeah, we had a debate about that. 7 no-hitters is, to me, incomprehensible.
Right.
So, but nobody seems to be able to get past 35 or 40 games.
I don't think you can do it. In today's world, with all the media attention, the specialized pitchers coming out of the bullpen to face one hitter.
Yeah.
I mean, not taking anything away from Joe DiMaggio, but back in those days, you faced the same pitcher 3 or 4 at-bats a game, and now you got guys coming in, sidearm to get a guy out, a guy with a 98-mile-an-hour fastball. All the media coverage, I think, would be the biggest reason why it'd be hard to break. Somebody gets near now, and you just see, the pressure of the streak.
Here's the other thing. Only 8 teams in each league at that time. You saw the same pitchers over and over again.
Good point. Still not an easy feat, and
no.
I think probably the hardest record to break. But 7 no-hitters, like you said.
I think neither of them will ever be approached. But I think more likely the hitting streak than the no-hitters. That's not of this world. That's a foul ball.
And I heard a stat today, Carp. There's been more no-hitters in baseball this year than Albert Pujols has home runs.
Oh, now that's a little cruel, isn't it?
Well, it's the truth.
And the Angels got a no-hitter last night, ironically, Jared Weaver, in a game where their bats finally seemed to relax. The last report, they were up 9-0, I know, and cruised into a win there against Toronto. 3-2, Detweiler to Hill, leading off the 4th. Just missing. Walk number 2. He's walked 2 of the last 3 batters.
And he wanted the call right there. And that's the same pitch he struck Pollock out on. So he got the strike 3 call on that one and didn't get it on this one.
Nissan Pitch Track. Get to a Nissan dealer for great deals on innovation you can count on, innovation for all. Well, that makes things a little tougher here because Upton and Kubel are the next two hitters. Justin Upton. Taking a hit away from him was Ian Desmond from the shortstop hole first time. And that throw Desmond made was unbelievable and right on target. This guy's a tough out. Goes up hacking, expecting first pitch fastball. Upton, one of those guys who debuted very young, 19 years, 342 days, back in 07. Long pause by Detweiler. You almost expected the hitter to ask for time there, and maybe a second or two more, and he would have. Pitch misses inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. The thing had kind of a cutter look to it.
We saw that with Steven Strasburg in his last start against the Dodgers. The first 2 or 3 innings, he was cutting his fastball. And what happens is you just try to add a little extra to it. You get it out front. You're on time. You have your same release point. But that little extra you give at the end, you hold on to it. It cuts the ball across. And you end up throwing a cutter when you don't mean to.
Gets the call that time. Looks like the Nats are kind of tired of watching these Diamondbacks lean out over the plate and hit the ball hard. Detweiler is jamming some of their big boys here tonight.
Well, all power hitters and guys with pop like to get extension.
Where's the target going? Back inside goes Ramos. And that ball is flied to right. Worth will just backpedal a bit. That's a big first out. Don't have to deal with Upton now for a couple more innings.
And you remember in Los Angeles, I think overall the Nationals did a great job with the hottest hitter in baseball, maybe the best player in baseball, Matt Kemp. And what did? They crowded him. You know, when you have a staff like the Nationals and the velocity they have, why wouldn't you throw guys in? Maybe on the inner half of the plate, off the plate, move their feet a little bit. If you're going to miss in, miss off the plate. So anytime you got a guy that's a big guy that likes to get extended, has power up the middle the other way, you crowd him.
Well, Kemp did have the walk-off homer Saturday night, but in that series, he was 3 for 11 with 2 walks and 2 singles, other than that solo home run. I think you'll take that in 3 games against the meanest hitter on the planet.
Absolutely.
Here's Kubel. First time up, flied out to Jason Worth. Detweiler really looking long at that runner Hill, and then coming home, and then a foul ball. Quickly 0-2. Aaron Hill, by the way, is 3 out of 4 stealing bases this year. And big, strong Paul Goldschmidt is next. Diamondbacks are 13-12. The Nats are 15-9 after last night's reversal of fortunes in the last minute of the game. And the 0-2, target outside.
Anytime you have a base stealer as a pitcher, it's your job with the hitter to disrupt their timing, but it's also your job as a pitcher to disrupt the timing of the base runner. And the reason Ross Detweiler's holding the baseball so long is he's waiting for Aaron Hill to either A, show him that he's going, maybe flinch a little bit, or B, just disrupt his timing. If you get in the same rhythm, the same motion as a base runner, you just say 1001, 1002, I'm going to go. But if he holds it like that, now you have no rhythm.
He swings, and then the ball hits him. Fouled it right into his body on a pitch that was way inside.
He's got a shin guard on his right leg, but that didn't do him any good.
Right off the shin.
The ankle guard not guarding the shin.
Yeah, and I know many of you know this. If you swing and miss at a pitch that hits you, that's a swing.
And you go back to the dugout feeling really dumb. I've done it.
Kubel, 3 for 10 in the series. And another 0-2 from Detweiler. Diamondbacks are a good running team. They lead the league in steals coming into this May 3rd Thursday. 25 stolen bases as a team in 34 attempts. So Kirk Gibson has a pretty good offensive combination of line drive hitting, power, and speed. That'll be flied out to left center. Look at it carry to the track, near the wall, and Keel the two-handed grab. And we're playing under different conditions than we were last night with that cold wind blowing in. That ball carried a long way.
And a lot of times you'll see a base runner on a deep fly ball where the outfielder gets underneath it, tag up at first base. But when you have the arm that Rick Ankiel has, Aaron Hill went halfway right there. Didn't even think about tagging.
Yeah, I think the ball's carrying tonight.
So Detweiler doing a nice job of keeping Aaron Hill close. And back to the point I was making about guys getting into a rhythm. Sometimes as a base runner, you get out in your lead and you're counting to yourself in your head. 1001, 1002, pitch. 1001, 1002, pitch. And if you get that 3 or 4 pitches in a row, you'll just get to 1001, 1002, and you'll go because you found a rhythm. Ross doing a nice job right now mixing it up.
And this time we do have a more impatient hitter who gets time. I was kind of surprised that Upton and Kubel stayed in there as long as they did. Goldschmidt does not.
So next time when you come to the game and you're upset at the pitcher for holding on to the ball for so long and you're like, come on, throw the baseball. You know why?
Yeah.
Trying to disrupt the base runner.
And then look up at the booth to the guy on the left with the glasses on and give him a thumbs up. Now we know.
Or a salute. I'll take either one.
It's good stuff. That is foul as Detweiler changed speeds there, 86. And Goldschmidt way out ahead. And every time you look up now, Ross Detweiler has a quality hitter in an 0-2 count. That's pitching.
Working ahead. Getting ahead in the count. So you can use your whole repertoire. You fall behind, they know what's coming. You get ahead in the count, they don't.
Well, Detweiler got by his big bugaboo tonight, the first inning. 6 of his 8 runs, earned runs given up this year in the first. So here he is in the fourth, and he's got guys reaching for pitches, having walked 2 and given the Diamondbacks nothing else.
I mean, Bob, you made a good point early in this ball game that Ross Detweiler's free and easy. Watch this, folks. It looks like he's throwing a changeup right here. Nice and easy, 94 miles an hour.
That's nice. Hey, this guy's a former #1 pick. 6th overall player taken in 07. I mean, you're talking about one of the elite guys that ball clubs were looking at 5 years ago, and it's taken him a while to establish himself as a major leaguer. Oh-2, and he's throwing strikes, and they've got to be hacking. Gorgeous night here. We're starting to get to that twilight time. A baseball can disappear up above the arc of the lights here. Nationals Park, where the home team is 9-3. Diamondbacks have been good on the road. They're 7-5. Rubber game of this 3-game series before the Phillies come in. That's a good breaking ball just under the hands of the right-handed batter.
And I think the pitch right here, he's tried the fastball away. He's tried the breaking ball in. Maybe you try to bury that fastball in the inner half. And the one problem is you got a guy like Goldschmidt that has a lot of pop. If you don't get the pitch in, he can do some damage. But the inner half of the plate is open right now for that hard fastball.
He's gotten a couple of calls in there. Ramos sitting right over the inner half with the runner going. That was a breaking ball. And the hitter way out ahead.
Pretty good jump right there by Aaron Hill. He had that base stolen.
So Detweiler this year, after the first inning, has only given up 2 runs, a 1 ERA with an opponent's batting average of 167. So everybody happy about him being at this stage of a game with the Nats on top. Target in again. That went out over the plate, but it'll be flared out to Worth. And this will be 4 very good innings by Ross Detweiler. Harper leads off. Jason Worth and Chad Tracy to follow him. TV with Cox TV Connect on your iPad. Ian Kennedy pretty good. Ross Detweiler just a little bit better. And the Nats manufacturing a run.
Jason Worth Bueno with a leadoff double in the second inning. After a Chad Tracy walk and a balk by Ian Kennedy. You see Rick Ankiel right there with the ground out to first base. RBI, high fives in the dugout, and that's where we stand. 1-0 Nationals.
Here's Harper leading off bottom 4. Adventurous first at bat. Little dribbler about halfway to the mound. He hustled to get there to the bag. Kennedy threw it away, but it was ruled that Bryce did miss first base. Kind of interesting. His foot was around the outside of the bag when usually you'd be hitting the inside of the bag to make the turn, but his initial thing was to run through the bag just for safety purposes there at first. He didn't know he'd be making a turn until it was too late.
And it kind of looked like he brushed the bag, but if we had to watch it 3 or 4 times in Exmo, I mean,
yeah,
Chris Guccione gets 1 shot at it, full speed. So in his defense, if we had to look at it that many times, he got it right.
That was a high strike, and the count's even 2-2.
That's what we're talking about. First time up. And it looks like he might have dragged his foot over the base.
That's ball 3.
So does he get a 3-2 fastball right here, or does he get a 3-2 changeup from Ian Kennedy? Let's see.
Yeah, you got your cleanup man on deck. He gets a changeup right down toward the end of the bat. I'm not sure the shortstop, Willie Bloomquist, saw that ball, but it was deep enough to carry out to Kubel for the first out. So he did not get a heater.
Check out Bryce Harper going hard. Just pulled off that changeup a hair, but he's thinking, I'm going to be on second base.
Look at this.
You got to love it. That's the way you play the game. That's the only thing you can control on a nightly basis as a player. You can't steer the ball off the bat. You can't determine whether you're going to get 3 or 4 hits. The one thing you can control as a player is how hard you play every single day. I love it. We showed the 5 tools in the open. My favorite one is the 6th tool.
Jason Worth hits that ball hard. Upton right in front of the track for the second out. And Jason Worth, who's hitting over 350 at home this year. His bat, a loud one tonight. So that'll bring in Chad Tracy, who walked to set up that 2-on, none-out situation back in the second. He goes up hacking. Chad is used to late game at bats when guys will go after the first fastball they see. He'll pull it. Goldschmidt to the pitcher. Kennedy on to the 5th inning now. 1-0 Washington. And Racing Gracie is going to win it. Making a visit here from Phoenix. Look at Teddy with the finish. But evidently the facade was ripped off, and that was indeed Abraham Lincoln. Abe, always the great closer.
Well, they had me going there for a second.
Yeah, we were all fooled. For solutions that help you achieve your financial goals, PNC Bank. For the achiever in you, we check in on Robert Gilliam, a right-hander at AA Harrisburg, with Gio. In the trade with Oakland, came over here, and he's leading the EL in strikeouts right now with 35. Nicely done. I'm sure he has shared a few laughs with his guy.
So my wife goes out and gets a Yorkie the other day. We already have a 5-year-old lab named Gamer, and we're trying to figure out the name for the dog. And it's just a pup. So the lab is dominating the pup, winning all the races, to get the tennis ball, to get the toys, whatever, eating all his food. So my wife asked me, she said, he won't let him get anything. I said, well, he's losing every time. Let's name him Teddy. So our Yorkie's name is Teddy because he can't win.
Yeah, at least he comes in second. This Teddy hardly ever does that. Miguel Montero, and he hits one off to the left side. No balls, 2 strikes. Montero bounced out to Espinoza, first time up. Had him all locked up. That's got to be a swing. Montero is gone on a pitch up and in, and strikeout number 2 for Detweiler.
And we talked last night, Miguel Montero is a fastball hunter. He likes the heater, and right there he just can't lay off. Fastball up and in. Try to hold up his swing. Couldn't.
Next up, Ryan Roberts. Flied out to Worth, first time. And this game goes on, and Detweiler continues to be around home plate. Nobody is going to want to be in a 2-strike count. So sometimes when you think hitters are helping a pitcher by swinging early, they're trying to help themselves, because he is all over it tonight. And that will be the first base hit. They're not going to run on Harper, although that throw is way wide, and Danny Espinosa goes to get it. So Ryan Roberts, what you would call a clean single for Arizona's first of the night.
And who knows how far Roberts would have gotten if Danny Espinosa didn't make that play. There was nobody backing up the play. I mean, that throw is going to rattle down in the right field corner if Espinosa doesn't make a really nice play right here.
On a long hop.
I mean, there was nobody behind him. Roberts might have got to third, maybe even thought about scoring.
Number 8 hitter A.J. Pollock called out on strikes first time. Detweiler starts him off with that same strikeout pitch. One on, one out for the Diamondbacks.
Let's see Roberts doing some homework right there, trying to pick up something on Ross Detweiler's move.
And a bouncer to Espinosa. Should be 2. Desmond turns it on a 4-6-3. And the pitcher has to lead off next inning. Number 14 for the Nats.
About presenting the pitch, framing a strike, and I'm going to show you what I mean by that. So we see Wilson Ramos do it all the time, and it's very subtle things that get a borderline strike into a strike, and all it is a wrist turn. So if you got a fastball away in the outer half, you catch it like that, and you just turn your wrist. If it's on the inner half, you catch it right here, you just turn your wrist like that. So now you're taking a borderline pitch and putting it right over the plate. If it's down low, you catch it like this, little turn of the wrist, up high, same thing, turn of the wrist. So you're making it look like a strike. If you ever see a pitcher pull his glove in either way like this, he's telling you, the umpire, everybody watching, that it was a ball. So little things like that, Wilson Ramos does a nice job of taking the ball and presenting it as a strike. So when I talk about it all the time, that's exactly what I mean.
Where's the entire set of catching gear? That's what I would like to know.
I will get some up here tomorrow, and you can try to run me over.
Now that would be a mismatch.
Now I'm going to keep this glove on the rest of the game. Randy Knorr loaned me his picker today. Thanks, Randy.
Danny Espinosa leads off bottom 5. A hitter who needs a base hit in the worst way, 0 for 8 in the series. And Danny is now hitting 186. We know he's got it, the ability to get hits, to drive the ball. But he is really late for a lot of fastballs right now.
It's just a place that no hitter ever wants to be. I've been there, done that. I know exactly what's going through his head. Nothing seems to be going right. You swing at balls, you take strikes, you just get in your own head. That's all it takes is a couple knocks, a couple good ABs to get out of it. And it's still very early in the season. I know the at-bats are flying by and probably in Danny Espinosa's mind a little bit too fast, but he's got plenty of time to get hot, figure this thing out, and help his ball club. And he's been helping them. on defense.
Oh, yeah.
He's been getting on base, just hasn't gotten the hits. And he's striking out a lot.
2-2. Rick Ankiel pulled the ball first time up. RBI ground ball to the right side. Each team with only one hit so far. That's a side door breaking ball that gets him looking. Danny Espinosa's now fanned 32 times this year. Let's check it out on the Nissan pitch track.
And it also seems like when you're not going good, all of the calls go against you. And you see where all those pitches were outside to Espinosa. And that one might have been a little bit off the plate.
Rick Ankiel, 4 RBIs on the year now. Kennedy really mixing things up. Off speed to the lefties, some backdoor breaking balls. Shows him the fastball when he needs to. That's 80. Way out ahead.
We got to make that play right there. Oh, the backhand side playing the carom. That play's got to be made.
Then that fastball looks certainly more than 90. Ankiel turns 91 around. And Rick has an RBI and a base hit tonight. First hit of this series for the Nats center fielder. That brings in Wilson Ramos with 1 out.
So you do things the right way your first time up. You take one for the ball club, just roll over a ground ball to first and get your team ahead 1-0. Good things happen your second time up.
Ankiel's a good base runner, but you were doing some research before the game tonight, and you would have to be Ricky Henderson, Maury Wills, or Lou Brock, it seems, to be able to steal on this guy. He is quick. Montero caught stealing this year from behind the plate, 7 of 13. Ankiel goes. Double clutch by the catcher. High throw, safe.
And that was a little hit and run action right there by Davey Johnson. Gets ahead in the count, starts his run, and watch Rick Ankiel look in right there. That'll tell you it was a hit and run. Wilson Ramos swinging at a ball. And Miguel Montero, who throws everybody out, couldn't find the handle.
Still made it close. Pretty athletic play by Aaron Hill. Ramos hunting his 8th RBI now. And he gets jammed and fouls it straight back. Similar to the pitch he skied to the catcher first time up. Ross Detweiler, 3 career hits, 2 RBIs is next. Ramos fights off another pitch right on his hands. Ian Kennedy, by the way, tonight only 41 pitches in his first 4 innings. He's at 56 with 1 out here in the 5th. That's a breaking ball, front door that punches him out. 2 called third strikes on similar pitches in this inning. 1 to a lefty, 1 to this right-hander. Dierks Bentley is coming June 2nd, 4:05 Saturday game against the Braves. It'll be the first of 3 post-game concerts this year. You can check it out at nationals.com/concerts. And tickets for the ball game, and you have to have one for the concert, as low as $10 per seat. Here's Detweiler. Busted bat. It gets by the mound, and Roberts makes the play to end the 5th inning. So the Nats have 2 hits. They've stranded 2 runners and lead by a run. One 1-0 Nats. Pitching dominates tonight, as we thought it might when we saw the matchup of Detweiler against Kennedy. Ross 62 pitches, 46 strikes through 5, and then Detweiler 58 over 39. The Phillies are coming tomorrow night. It will be Steven Strasburg and Kyle Kendrick at 7:05. 1:05 Saturday, Gio Gonzalez and Vance Worley, and then the Sunday night game at 8:05. Jordan Zimmerman and Cole Hamels. Day off Monday, then on to Pittsburgh and Cincinnati. By the way, Johnny Holiday will join FP Friday and Saturday. I can be totally honest and tell you I hate to miss these 2 ball games. My daughter Allison graduates from college on Saturday. I'll be home with her. And you and Johnny need to pull through a couple on Friday and Saturday before that Sunday night game, all right?
Absolutely. And have fun at home. That's a great thing. Both kids through college right now. Congratulations. That's awesome.
Yeah, the wallet's supposed to feel a little lighter, but there's a wedding coming up.
Go get them.
Knock yourself out.
That's why I've been paying for everything on the road this year. I get it.
I know. The last time I pulled out my wallet, pterodactyls flew out. So it's Detweiler against the hitter who's given him problems tonight. Well, not really, but he did walk Ian Kennedy on a 3-2 pitch back in the 3rd. Fastball up. Ross just needs to work this guy like he does everybody else. Sometimes pitchers will get up there and they'll just aim the ball in there against other pitchers and maybe cut short a delivery or hurry a little bit. He needs to just stay free and easy here in the 6th inning like he has all night. That's a great pitch on the inside corner. Then he goes side door with the breaking ball, and it stays outside. This is the only National League game tonight.
Check out the backdoor curveball right here. Doesn't get the call.
Yeah, it was a good pitch. Sounded like a busted bat. Tracy to Detweiler. That's how the 6th inning gets underway. So that's 2 times through the order with only 1 base hit and 2 walks. So the Arizona box is a little bit empty tonight. The base hit was erased on the 4-6-3 double play ball to end the 5th inning off the bat of H.A. Pollock. And that's been it for a good hitting Arizona team that in this series had scored 9 runs on 24 hits in the first 2 games. Willie Bloomquist is flied out to right and fouled out to first. Detweiler with his 3rd career start against Arizona, 1-1 with a 4.22. And I think you've talked about this on a number of occasions. There is no shaking off going on between the Nats battery right now. They are in sync.
It seems like that's always the case, whether it's Flores or Ramos. Everybody on the same page. Just get it and throw it. I think that's why the Nationals defense has been so good this year.
He goes fastball 93, fouled straight back.
You got guys pounding the strike zone. They all work fast. You know, Ross has been a little deliberate with runners on base today, trying to mess up the rhythm of the base runner. But for the most part, every single starter gets it, throws it, defense on their toes. That's why you see all the great plays.
And a 1-2 popped up. That'll be over the dugout and out. I think you would say on the staff, the most deliberate pitcher is probably Edwin Jackson, especially with men on base. But man, these other guys, they pitch so much with nobody on base. It only takes a good work rate and makes it seem faster. Trying to nibble at that outside corner with the breaking ball and the changeup. Long 4th inning because of a leadoff walk, but that's been it. Doesn't get the call on the tailing fastball. 3rd walk of the night.
Didn't like the call right there. Went 3-2 challenge fastball to Bloomquist. And even though Wilson Ramos with a nice frame on the back end couldn't buy the call, and Steve McCaddy, Randy Knorr, and Davey Johnson wondering where that one was.
And it was kind of interesting, FP, against a light-hitting leadoff guy tonight. It was away for the last 3 pitches. They didn't come inside. So here's Aaron Hill. He's flied to center and walked. Bloomquist has a good lead. He can run. That ball drilled toward the gap, and Worth cannot get there. Up against the wall. It'll tie the game as Bloomquist comes home. So the walk comes back to haunt, and it's a 1-1 game in the 6th.
Pretty good read by Willie Bloomquist right there. 1 out, and he just took off like there was 2 outs. Saw the ball was going to be in the gap. Worth with a great effort right there. Just can't get to it. There's a nice piece of hitting by Aaron Hill, but a better job of base running by Willie Bloomquist. Good read.
That'll bring in Upton with a man in scoring position now. That's Aaron Hill's 2nd hit of this series, his 2nd RBI.
That's just a good job of before the pitch as a base runner, knowing where your outfield is playing.
Yeah.
You tell yourself, okay, he's shading toward the line. There's a big gap in right field. He's over here. You're looking at the infield. So as soon as that ball's hit, Bloomquist knew that Worth was kind of shading toward the line. There was a big gap in right center field, so he just took off.
Yeah.
Pre-pitch preparation.
Hits are going to happen. It's the walks before them that really hurt. Out of play right side. 1 ball, 1 strike. Justin Upton's been hot lately, but he hasn't geared things up yet with runners in scoring position. One of the league leaders in runs scored, so somebody's been driving him in. He has scored 19 runs, 4th in the league. Diamondbacks came into this game with 113 runs, number 5 in the National League as a team. Fastball rides high, 2-1.
And this is where you have to be a little bit careful. 2-1 count, dangerous hitter. Even though, as you mentioned, Kubel handles lefties very well, you got a base to work with here. You got a base open.
Target inside corner. There have been strikes in there tonight. And there it is again. Very obvious. Tim Cheetah is giving the inside corner, but not the other side.
Yeah, good call right there. Some umpires see one side of the plate better than they see the other side of the plate. And tonight, very generous on the inner half, not so much on the outer half.
Yeah, and I'd say it's pretty much evened out. I mean, nobody upset about the strike zone. It's been consistent. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That one drilled and slicing back to Worth. And that's the second out. I always do a little bit of a flinch when I see a line drive like that. Those are the kind that get lost in the lights. But Worth didn't seem to have any kind of problem with it. 2 down. That'll bring in Kubel.
I think Ross Detweiler might have got away with one right there. You saw Wilson Ramos. He was set up almost off the plate in. He left it a little bit out over the plate, and that was a pretty good swing by Justin Upton.
I'll tell you, I've been impressed with this Arizona offense throughout this series. Kubel tonight, 2 fly balls, 1 to right, 1 to center. Detweiler goes up and in. Last time up, Kubel 0-2 count, fouled one off his shin hard. So he's probably not real wild about stuff busting in on his hands. Late swing, ranging over. Lombardozzi had a little more room than I think he thought he had, and he makes the play. The walk and the double tie game. Ian Desmond leads off. Lombardozzi and Harper to follow. The sixth inning, top of the order for the Nats in a 1-1 game. Potomac Nationals won their game today, and they had a drink special at the ballpark. Fireworks Friday. There's the number. There's the website. And the gentleman on your left is David Freitas, the catcher, who played at the University of Hawaii from Wilton, California. And the young man on the right, shortstop Rig Haig, who played at Rice. He's from Spring, Texas. He was a third-rounder. Freitas, a 15th rounder. Both from the class of 2010. Good to have you guys at the ballpark.
Some pretty good seats.
Yes, they did.
How about that?
Who do you have to notice sit down there? Randy Knorr. Desmond drills one. That'll one-hop the bottom of the left field wall. And Ian Desmond's bat is starting to make some extra base hit noise. 2 doubles and a homer the last 2 nights here. Show the Ponats, and boom, go the bats.
I mean, for the first swing of the game last night, Ian Desmond seems like he found something. I mean, the first swing he fouled back, he swung out of his shoes. He had the walk-off home run last night. And how about this ringing double? Even with his speed, he hit that ball so hard that he had to go hard into second base.
Well, the Nats are a different ball club when these guys are on base. Lombardozzi lays down a very good bunt. Very good. And that's a 1-3 sacrifice, setting up a Bryce Harper RBI situation.
I'll tell you what, Lombardozzi's like a sniper. You don't notice him, and he just gets the job done every single time.
You don't notice him till it's too late?
I mean, he just plays the game the right way. This guy's going to find his way in the lineup some way or another. Little things like that. Just getting the guy over, playing the game the right way.
Yeah.
You don't notice him, and all of a sudden you look up, he's 2 for 4. He's hitting right around 300. He's doing the little things to help his team win, whether it's on offense or defense.
Kind of sounds like his dad. Exactly the same kind of player Steve Sr. was. So here's the Nats box. Desmond checks in with a double. Worth has one and a run scored. Ankiel has an RBI grounder, a base hit, and a stolen base. So here's Bryce Harper looking for his 3rd Major League RBI.
He's seen some fastballs tonight from Kennedy, but he's also seen a lot of changeups.
First Major League RBI came on a sac fly Saturday night at Dodger Stadium. And he went up hacking. Look out, Bo Porter.
And that one would have left a mark. That ball was scorched.
Hit it fair now.
And he's hearing it from somebody in the D-backs dugout. I guarantee you it's Matt Williams.
His counterpart.
Yep.
Harper lashes one to left. That is a fair ball into the corner. Doubles by Desmond and Harper. The Nats retake the lead.
And the beat goes on. And you talk about somebody that has an idea of how to drive in runs. Let the ball get deep, go the other way. Watch him let this fastball get deep, and because of the bat speed he creates with that violent swing, he can take it right out of the catcher's glove. That was a 90-mile-an-hour fastball. He let it travel, going the other way, and that's where the 300 hitters live, and that's where the guys that drive in 100 live, the other way with runners in scoring position.
Almost a carbon copy of his sac fly at L.A. to left field on Saturday night, but this one got the line and got the extra base hit. And now Harper at second base, 1 out for Jason Worth, who's had 2 good ABs tonight.
The kid is impressive.
What is not to like?
There's people wondering today before the game, could he handle the 3-hole? And I'm thinking to myself, he's not going to get pitched any differently if he's hitting 7th. I mean, you can't keep him under the radar anymore. He had 3 hits last night, 2 ringing doubles off the wall. So why not hit him 3rd? He's going to get pitched the same whether he's hitting 3rd, hitting 7th, wherever he's at in the lineup.
And he's hitting the ball so hard, it's only a matter of time before one of those line drives just keeps on going and leaves the yard.
He's knocking down walls with these line drives he's hitting.
Worth down the line, and that'll hook foul. Nats taking some good swings here at Ian Kennedy in the bottom of the 6th.
Well, the most important thing they did is they answered the run that the Diamondbacks scored at the top of the 6th. Good teams answered.
Yeah, and by the way, Pete, this is that, as you often talk about it, fateful third time around the batting order ensuing here in the 6th.
Yeah, a couple of doubles and a sac bunt.
That'll be a swing, says Tim Cheetah, and the count evens at 2-2. Worth in this series, 3 for 8 with a walk. Sitting on 9 RBIs. These guys better be careful. Harper's going to catch them all in RBIs in the next week or so.
He'll catch him by tomorrow.
2-2. Worth waits for that one. Hits it hard, a one-hopper right into the breadbasket of Ryan Roberts. And then Harper's going to basically steal third at the end of the play. Not that necessary with 2 outs to get over there, but he made it, and that's all that counts.
Yeah, you might say that's one of the tools that we talked about in the open today, the speed. But for me, that's the 6th tool, the hustle, the intangible that you really can't put a finger on. You can't teach the stuff he just did right there. I mean, that's what the big kid does in Little League. He takes the lead off, and as soon as they throw to first, he goes to third.
And he was always the youngest in Little League.
Watch this. Oh, to be young and fast.
I'll tell you what. He runs with arms flapping and legs all over the place. No, I'm not drawing a comparison here.
You better be careful.
But he runs the bases like Roberto Clemente did. Arms and legs flapping everywhere. You wonder how he gets there so fast. Tracy hits one to left. And rushing in to grab it, Jason Kubel. So Harper drives in Desmond, a pair of doubles. The Nats on top.
Six on a ringing double by Ian Desmond. A great sacrifice bunt by Steve Lombardozzi. And how about the double by Bryce Harper? And let's check it out. You got runners in scoring position. The opposing pitcher is trying to get you to hook the ball to the corners. All good RBI guys let the ball get deep, and they think about going up the middle and the other way. And you see that pitch right there on the outer half of the plate. He just lets it travel, so he's not out in front rolling over a ground ball to first base. He's letting it get deep and driving it the other way. And that, folks, is how you drive in runs. That's perfect.
All right, these are uncharted waters now for Ross Detweiler in 2012. 5 innings his first 2 starts, 6 each of his last 2. So here he goes, first hitter, 7th inning, Paul Goldschmidt, and he gets ahead. You know, thanks to these starters, the bullpen is pretty fresh. Since last Wednesday, which was the second game of the San Diego series, the Nats bullpen has made just 13 appearances in 7 games with nobody pitching more than twice So right now there may be some freshness out there that will serve the Nats very well. That ball hit hard. 91, and Goldschmidt, man, he got those arms extended and hit that ball hard. That's only Arizona's third hit. Miguel Montero coming up. By the way, Mark Zuckerman passing along an interesting stat when Harper drove in that run. First RBI by a Nats number 3 hitter since 11 games ago when Ryan Zimmerman hit a home run. So it tells you what the Nats have been missing since Ryan got hurt.
It's a pretty good stat. Nice job, Zuck.
Thanks, Mark. I saw Zuckerman in the Dodger Stadium clubhouse on Saturday. I said, wait a minute, you weren't here last night. He goes, I know. He got the call and got sent to L.A. when Harper made his debut.
And he said it was worth every minute that he spent on the plane to see that debut. He was all smiles the next day in the dugout saying, I am so glad that I came out to Southern California to see that. I mean, there's been a couple of games lately, last night and that Saturday game in Los Angeles, that we would have paid on the way out to see.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good ball game when you pay twice. Good lead by Goldschmidt. He's leaning like crazy towards second base.
And sometimes, as a base runner, you'll get out there bigger than normal. It's called a one-way lead, and you're going back to first all the way. So if you see him even flinch toward first base, you're going to lean back. And what you're trying to do as a base runner is draw a throw so you can do some homework. So you get way out there, and you're telling yourself, man, if he comes over here at all, I'm going one way, and that's back to first.
Well, the bullpen's firing up in a hurry. Looks like Ryan Matthews is up. And he's throwing with urgency.
And this trip by Steve McCaddy is going to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. He's going to tighten up his left-hander, give him a little breather. Will also give Ryan Matthews a chance to get hot, get lubed up down there in the bullpen.
And Brian Shaw is up for the D-backs. He pitched 2/3 of an inning here to protect their 5-1 lead on Tuesday night. Nats on top 2-1, but the tying runs aboard with nobody out here in the 7th.
You see a little jab step back by Goldschmidt right there. It's exactly what I'm talking about. You get out there in a big lead, and his first move was jabbing back to first base. That's a one-way lead back. Check it out one more time. See, it looks like he's going, but then he jabs back as soon as Detweiler picks up his foot. One-way lead, trying to draw a throw so he can see the move.
Target away on 1 and 2. That ball was up and in. Ryan Roberts is next, and he singled his last time. That was the first hit of the game for Arizona with 1 out in the 5th.
And check out the cat and mouse game one more time. Last time Goldschmidt shortened up and acted like he was going. A little bit shorter right there. See him go all the way back to the base.
Yeah, Detweiler had him going backwards. Now it's 2-2.
I think Ross Detweiler is doing a nice job of ignoring all the noise that's going on over at first. Focus on the target, focus on the hitter, get some outs.
Broken bat, slow roller, no way to get 2. And with the barrel tumbling toward him, Danny Espinosa throws out the hitter.
Hey, you talk about some rush hour traffic right there. Espinosa had to deal with a runner a bat and a baseball all at once. Watch this. That's some kind of jammage right there, and that's a maple bat, folks, and when they break, it's violent. And the bat goes all the way out to Espinosa. Look what he has to deal with right here. There goes Goldschmidt. Here comes the bat. There's the ball. And you got to make a play at first base.
That's going to be it for Ross Detweiler. It'll be the most outs, 19, he has racked up in a game this year.
That's a great outing.
Yes, it is. No runs on 3 hits, actually 1 run on 3 hits, and 3 walks to this point. He could be the winner. Matthews and this call to the bullpen, packaged by the UPS store. We love logistics. And brought to you by AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. Mr. Lincoln presiding over a beautiful Thursday evening, early May here in Washington, D.C. Ryan Matthews with a 1-on-1 out situation, making his 12th appearance, 12 hits in 11 innings, 8 strikeouts, 5 walks.
2-seam fastball, 4-seam fastball, slider split for Matthews. The sinker's been good lately.
Ryan Roberts, the hitter. 1 for 2 tonight. Fly ball to right, base hit to left. Great breaking ball to start him off. That's a pretty good looking 95, just boring in on the right-handed batter, and the count's 1-1.
And this is where it's up to Wilson Ramos to set up late. You had Goldschmidt on second base. You have a runner out there. A lot of times they'll relay location to the hitter, so the catcher has to set up very late, almost at the last second. And that's 96 with tons of movement. He's got the good sinker going tonight.
That's a good pitch to swing and miss. If you foul that thing, ouch.
And if you hit it, maybe worse. Put it in play.
A.J. Pollock on deck here. 2-1 game. Nats on top. Top 7.
I think that slider right there was just to show him that he wasn't going to go 3 fastballs in a row. And I'd be surprised if he doesn't go back to that 2-seam fastball under the hands right here with 2 strikes. Ross Detweiler, nice job tonight.
92 pitches, 63 strikes, and 6 1/3. Similar pitch, and not much Roberts could do with it.
That's not just any sinker, that's 96. So for me, at times, Ryan Matthews throws the slider and the split a little bit too much, I think, thinking about the strikeout. But tonight, when you have 95, 96, and it's moving almost like a left-handed slider, you got to throw it. tough pitch to put in play.
Oh, yeah. Lombardozzi deep at third, about 5 feet off the line. Late game situation. That's flared the other way.
I think Davey Johnson's saying the same thing I am. You saw him right there. Slider going away. Let him get out there and get the barrel on it. Throw that two-seam fastball in.
Yeah, you're doing this hitter a favor with that. High and tight. Now the count's full. No way to hit that ball fair.
And there was a shake to the sinker. You saw Ryan Matthews with a long look into Wilson Ramos right there. I think Ramos wanted a slider or a split. And Matthews shook off to the two-seam fastball. Danny Espinosa going to go to the mound right now. Wilson Ramos out there. Maybe they saw something with Goldschmidt on second base they didn't like.
Who spots that?
Well, as a middle infielder, you can look at the guy. He's taking his lead off. I've had middle infielders come up to me and say, hey, are you relaying signs? You just ask them straight up. And if they say if you are, you're going to get somebody hurt.
3-2 with one out. Out to right center. Ball hanging up, not deep at all. Worth is there. And a big out for Matthews and the Nats with a rookie outfielder coming up. A.J. Pollock 0 for 2 with a taken third strike and a 4.63 double play ball.
And even though Ian Kennedy is on deck, you would think if for some reason Pollock reaches, Kirk Gibson might go to his bench. He's got a couple of good lefties.
Yes, he does.
Sitting there.
How about Lyle Overbay and Gerardo Parra, the usual starting center fielder? And they've had Shaw ready for a while in the bullpen.
And Sean Burnett is ready in the Nationals bullpen should Kirk Gibson send one of his lefties up there.
So Parra usually starts. John McDonald started the first 2 games of the series at shortstop. We haven't seen Henry Blanco at all.
No Hank White sightings.
Hank White.
That's his nickname.
Is that like a Jose Mesa was Joe Table?
Yep.
One ball and 2 strikes now as Matthews continues to pitch inside effectively to these right-handers. I like the power approach he's taking tonight. And there's Sean Burnett ready when needed. Target in. Got him on a half swing. And Ryan Matthews gets a fly ball and a strikeout to get the Nats to the 7th inning stretch on top. A new way to watch TV. It's called Cox TV Connect on your iPad. Ian Kennedy's 69 pitches, pretty good. Ross Detweiler a little bit better through 91. And Bryce Harper's a factor again tonight. Opposite field double to drive in Ian Desmond back in the 6th.
Same two guys as last night in the 9th inning. Just a reverse order. Ian Desmond with a ringing double. One hop to left field fence, and he is swinging the bat some kind of hard these last two games. And how about the kid? Little inside-out swing, letting the ball get deep, driving the ball to left field. And right now, he's Mr. Doubles. That's all he can hit.
Now, let me ask you something. Do you have any idea what good bat speed is, like miles per hour? Does that ever get talked about? Because that is a really hard, fast swing.
You know, I remember, I want to say about 8 or 9 years ago, ESPN had something on their Sunday Night Baseball that showed the velocity of the bat speed. And if I remember it right, I think 80 or 90 or close to 100 was good bat speed. But I'm sure Bryce Harper's is off the charts. But the thing about him is, I don't know that I've ever seen anybody swing so violent and be so balanced and under control at the same time. Usually when guys swing hard like that, they're falling all over the place, almost falling down, maybe even going to a knee. But not with Harper. He's perfectly balanced.
Danny Espinosa fouls one off, and it's a 1-1 count. Looks like Ian Kennedy's last inning. Diamondbacks will be behind in the 8th no matter what, and he's due to lead off. Espinosa, Ankiel, and Ramos, bottom 7. Up and into Danny. And he's just looking for contact here. The Nationals' 8th inning man, Tyler Clippard, is getting hot.
But see, that's an example of when you're thinking about striking out, or maybe he's not thinking it, but he's done it in a while, where you chase a pitch out of the zone.
That ball's well hit out to center. Edge of the track. Pollock pulls it in.
Pretty good swing right there.
And Keel will be next. Phillies are coming tomorrow night, and there are tickets available, a lot of them, for tomorrow evening with Steven Strasburg pitching. Ignite your attitude at nationals.com/tickets. Some restrictions apply. It's our park, and tomorrow night starts what we're calling the series. And there will be several more of those this year.
I would imagine there's going to be a few walk-ups tomorrow night. This place should be rocking.
Sure. I think the Saturday night or Saturday day advance sale was the biggest. Off-speed pitch, and Rick Ankiel was way out ahead. 1-1 is the count. Change up, floats outside.
So there's no Caps game tomorrow night.
Redskins aren't playing yet.
Come out to the yard. Don't let there be an infestation like there was last year.
Is that like some unwanted creatures you're talking about?
Yes. Had to detox a place after the series last year.
Oh, brother, here you go. Better have your disguise ready tomorrow night. That's outside 3-2.
I'm not scarred. Bring him. Bring him on.
You got a nose to go with those glasses?
Bring him on.
Payoff pitch to Ankiel. Another changeup popped up left side. And that'll be Bloomquist, the shortstop, calling off Ryan Roberts. 2 down. Ramos coming in. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Washington Nationals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the expressed written consent of the Washington Nationals. Wilson Ramos 0 for 2 tonight. Pitcher spot up next. Strike on the outside corner, and Roger Bernardina. Not many at-bats lately. Will be the hitter if it gets that far. Another good outing by Ian Kennedy, huh?
Yeah, they've been solid all night long, pounding the strike zone.
Hurt himself with a balk, or else this game might be tied.
You talk to Diamondbacks people, and they say he is not afraid He loves to go deep into ball games. He's got a lot of heart. And I think you see that last year, and obviously the record bears that out. A lot of decisions all going his way, but I mean, this is the kind of start he gives you every 5th day.
I would call him the best unsung starter in the major leagues. So he's going to go 7 tonight and give up 2 runs on 4 hits, and they'll pinch it for him in just a moment.
On for the hold opportunity. Let's check out Ross Detweiler's night. Pounding the strike zone from the get-go. Free and easy with the fastball, and he threw it in for strikes. There's 1 strikeout. He also had good changeup command, and how about the fastball? And it was a plus fastball tonight, and the fans were digging it over the first base dugout. Everybody here on their feet. Just another good outing from the left-hander. The Washington area Toyota dealers want to help children receiving medical treatment at NIH and their families. So they're making a donation to the Children's Inn at NIH of $37 for every strikeout by a Nationals pitcher this season.
Not a lot of strikeouts tonight, and that's okay, pitching to contact. This is one guy out of the bullpen who could use a nice 1-2-3 inning. Tyler Clippard has had a lot of long innings lately, but as we mentioned, the bullpen is pretty well rested. Thanks to the starters, of course.
But he's coming off an outing in Los Angeles where I felt he's back. I mean, not that he never really left, just hasn't had that same kind of hop in his step that he had last year. But if you remember the challenge fastballs to Matt Kemp and Andre Ethier, he threw a lot of heaters. They were all 94 to 96 miles an hour, so maybe trying to throw his changeup and slider too much early in the season. He went back to his fastball in Los Angeles, and there's one right there, a nice one.
Yeah, we told you about the relievers. Nobody making more than 2 appearances over the last week. The bullpen, a total of 16 innings in the 7 games. There's the changeup. It floats up and in. Top of the order, Willie Bloomquist is next, and then Aaron Hill, top 8 for Arizona. This game will take us through the heart of the Arizona order again. And a fly ball to center. And Keel read it perfectly, got back in a hurry, and an always important first out.
Especially when it's a guy with speed.
Bloomquist tonight 0 for 2, but a damaging walk with 1 out in the 6th. And then he scored on that double off the scoreboard by Aaron Hill. Arizona's only run tonight. Clippard mixing things up here pretty well.
Good fastball right there. Got Wilson Ramos right in the mask.
Well, a lot of catchers will tell you that's where they'd rather be hit than some of the unprotected places.
Yeah, but there's been a lot of concussions lately with catchers, and this is how you get one right here. No glove at all, and that's a direct hit. You see the head jiggle, the head shake. That does not feel good, folks.
How strong those guys have to be. And he's played, what, probably 90% of the innings over the last week and a half at least. Two balls and one strike. Into right. It's well hit. Worth is there. Reaching for it. 2 down. Take the Nationals with you when you travel this season. This is when you are out of market. MLB.tv brings you every out-of-market game live online on your favorite device in HD quality. For details and to order, Nationals.com. Check it out, MLB.tv. Baseball everywhere. Base is empty, 2 outs, Aaron Hill. That's the breaking ball to the outside corner. Clippard will pull out that breaking pitch to go with the fastball changeup combo.
I like the fact that he went right back to it. The one he just threw to Bloomquist kind of stayed up there. That one was much better.
And that's okay if it's away, right? Make the guy beat you opposite way, and not many can do it.
Well, I think with Aaron Hill right now, a little guy that's got a lot of pop, you have to pitch everything away. Maybe come in hard with 2 strikes, but make him beat you to the big part of the ballpark in a 1-run game late.
Just missing away. Yeah, Hill listed at 5'11", but he's 205.
Pretty good fastball right here.
Tim Cheetah has not called the outside corner all night. Everything's been inner half. And you can see that's where he sets up. Right over the left shoulder of the catcher.
I say go with the fastball up right here. You got a pitch to play with.
He gets more strikeouts on that than anything.
Elevate the fastball. Just make sure it's up. Higher than high. Go with it.
There it is. Well, he didn't shake you off. That's a good sign. You guys are in sync.
I got my glove on from the demo still.
Ball hits on the plate, out to Desmond. Quick exchange, and he rifles it to Tracy. 8th inning over for the Diamondbacks. Good defense, good pitching. It all works together tonight. on Masson, brought to you by Dodge. Go to Dodge.com or visit your local Dodge dealer this weekend. Beautiful night in Washington, D.C. Capitol Dome all lit up, the monuments, and Nationals Park. For Nationals alerts you can't miss, including starting lineups and in-game updates, text Nationals to 29292. Gerardo Parra stays in the ball game, so he'll be batting ninth and playing center field. And on the double switch, batting eighth, the new pitcher is Brian Shaw, who pitched 2/3 of an inning here on Tuesday night. And one thing about Shaw, every game he's appeared in, 12 of them, he's retired the first batter. Bernardino will be the man in that role tonight. Roger pinch hits for Clipper. Go ahead.
He's a three-pitch guy. Fastball, slider, cutter, curveball. As we said the other night, he likes the cutter. He throws it 81% of the time. So Roger Bernardino will be seeing a fastball that moves in on his hands late.
Roger Bernardino, not many ABs lately. 8 for 43 on the year. He is 1 for 4 as a pinch hitter. In fact, his most recent hit was as a pinch hitter. And that was leading off the 8th inning. Actually, 1 out in the 8th inning, and he doubled. Came around to score on a Desmond base hit. The Nationals' only run in that 5-1 loss. Good rip. Top of the order, and Ian Desmond suddenly swinging a loud bat. Well, Bernardino's had a hard time hitting for high average as a starter. But as a pinch hitter, 350, that's very impressive. He'll pull that one right side. And a good scoop by Goldschmidt to the bag for the first out. Shaw trying to get this one to the ninth, 2-1. With their 3, 4, 5 hitters coming up, and a flamethrower warming up for the Nats, who actually turned into the winning pitcher last night. Henry Rodriguez pitched a scoreless ninth with a couple of strikeouts, with the boys down 4-3, and then Desmond took care of business to turn everybody's attitude around here at the ballpark. Nats were about to lose their 6th in a row. So here he is, doubled last time up.
94 on the cutter from Shaw. And that's a pitch that Mariano has mastered. And it looks like Shaw's trying to do the same thing. It's all he throws pretty much. You see the fastball almost looks like a slider. Late movement away from righties into lefties.
That looked like a pretty good pitch right over the plate.
And I'm just going to go on a limb right here and say if Ian Desmond gets a strike, he's going to come out of his shoes. Because that's what he's been doing the last couple of nights.
By the way, Mariano Rivera twisted his knee tonight and was carted off the field in Kansas City. That was shagging fly balls during batting practice, of all things. Three balls and no strikes. Well, Desmond will take what the game gives him, and that's his 6th walk of the year. And the Nationals could do some things here, FP. I mean, you've got the lead. You've got a speed guy on, a bat handler coming in. There are some possibilities for Davey Johnson right here.
And a Harper on deck.
Well, yeah, and you know Lombardozzi will get pitches to hit because of that.
Yep.
Or at least pitches to do something with. This could be interesting. He's not going to be bunting with 1 out. I don't think.
I think you called it. If there's going to be any kind of action here, it's going to be of the hit and run variety. If he bunts, probably be for a base hit.
Yeah, as a rule, pitchers only bunt with one out.
But up by one, I'd just let Ian Desmond try to steal if he can get a jump.
Desmond's only stolen one base this year. The Nats as a team, only 9. Second lowest in the league. I'd have to check to see. Well, the Mets didn't play today, so they have 8. So that's the bottom 2 running teams in the league, Washington and New York. Career-wise, 3 out of every 4. Desmond last year, 25 stolen bases in 35 attempts.
And Shaw is pretty quick to the plate on that one. I had him at a 1.0.
Wow.
Unless he gets into some kind of rhythm that Desmond can read, it's going to be a tough go, especially with Montero back there.
Way inside, snap throw. And the runner and the first baseman right to the bag, and the umpire not far away either.
Well, if you're going to start the runner and think hit and run, this is a pitch, 2-1 count. He has to throw a strike. Desmond turning to Trent Jewett, checking the signs. You always want to get confirmation from your first base coach.
And Desmond has to dive headlong back in.
And he had a little lean right there, and that's when Davey Johnson, if he had hit and run on, might think about taking it off. I had a first base coach in San Francisco that used to give me the signs with the pitcher's times to the plate. The last number was the sign. So if he said 1, 2, 2, the last 2 was a bunt. If he said 1, 2, 3, the 3 was a hit and run.
That's a bouncer right at Hill. And the double play turned by Bloomquist. And this game quickly into the top of the 9th. 2-1 with Henry Rodriguez on the way. Fans here to Nationals Park. Kyle Kendrick goes for the Phils tomorrow night. Steven Strasburg, 2-0 with a 1.13 ERA. National League Pitcher of the Month for April, leads the majors in earned run average. Nats Extra, 6:30. Johnny joins FP in the booth at 7. First pitch, 7:05 tomorrow night. 2-1, and this game has done it again with the 3, 4, 5 guys due up in the 9th against Henry Rodriguez. If you want to figure it all out for tomorrow night's pregame, how about the Mid-Atlantic Sports Report right before Nats Extra from 5 to 6:30. Tom Davis, Phil Wood, Mel Antonin, and Dave Johnson. Nats kick off their weekend against the Phillies. They'll preview everything they can come up with in 90 minutes of baseball talk. But for now, that's to worry about tomorrow. 3 outs to get to win still another series here at Nationals Park. Henry Rodriguez. Last night, he gave up a single to John McDonald, struck out Lyle Overbay, turned into a strike him out, throw him out, run down double play, and then he struck out Gerardo Parra to get the Nats to the bottom of the ninth, down by a run.
I think that was big when he threw that strike, and even Ian Desmond in the post-game interview with Christina credited Henry Rodriguez for keeping the game right where it was at and giving his team a chance to win.
Upton and Rodriguez, power matchup here, and that's on the outside corner, 99. Upton career against Rodriguez, 0 for 1 with a ground out.
Two pitches, he's absolutely darted his location. Wilson Ramos set up away on the first one, 99 on the black. He set up in on that one, 98 on the black on the inner half.
Oh, the slider. And sometimes the umpire is as unready for that pitch as the hitter.
And Wilson Ramos pulled that pitch just a hair. You see that right there? Tried to pull it back and get the call.
It's a great 0-2 pitch, though. Another one and a half swing back to the barrier. Henry Rodriguez doesn't triple up on the breaking ball very often. Fastball hit to center. It's going to stay in the yard. Rick Ankiel for the first out. When this one's over, W.B. Mason brings you Nats Extra with Johnny and Ray from here at the ballpark as soon as the last out of the ball game is made.
And Johnny's going to do the post-game show today and come right up to the booth after the post-game show and get ready for tomorrow against the Phillies.
Now the next two hitters are 1 for 1 career against Rodriguez. Kubel, having seen him in the American League, and Goldschmidt in the National League. Kubel 0 for 3 tonight. And that fastball just misses. Tonight, Henry appears to be throwing freer and easier than he has been his last couple of outings. He just looks more relaxed.
I thought he looked relaxed last night.
Got a couple of Ks last evening. So maybe there's no place like home for a still inexperienced young closer.
Well, I just think he learned something from that outing in Los Angeles, and I think a lot of people put a little bit too much into it because it was such a big game. You're going to have your days when you just don't have it, whether you're a closer, a position player, a starter. It's called baseball.
1 ball, 1 strike. Upstairs, ball 2. Target outside corner. Oh, you just pray that would stay fair. That was the 91-mile-an-hour off-speed pitch. Crowd of 19,656 dying for that second out to get on their feet. That ball drilled to center. Guess who's there? Rick Ankiel, 2 outs. And it'll be Goldschmidt against Rodriguez with the series on the line here.
This becomes a big matchup for a number of reasons. But if the Nats can win another series, that'd be huge.
Goldschmidt 1 for 3 tonight. Big, strong right-handed hitter. Trying to tie this game. Did I say 100? Oh.
It did. You win 7 out of your 8 first series of the season. That's saying something to everybody in baseball.
Breaking ball, strike 2. Right field, Jason Worth has a play. The Nats have a series. The dramatic walk-off last night and a solid 2-1 verdict tonight.
Well, you got to give this one to Ross Detweiler. He moves to 3-1 with a 1.59 ERA, and he was just lights out from the beginning tonight.
Henry Rodriguez, save number 6. And yes, folks, this is our house. The Nats are 10-3 at home, and now it's time to bring on the Phillies.